The following sports broadcast is a special presentation of Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg. It's time for the excitement of West Virginia high school basketball, featuring the Martinsburg Bulldogs. Today's high school basketball broadcast is being brought to you by
Miller Honda of Winchester, the Mirius Group at Ameriprise Financial, Parsons Ford, Smallwood Small Insurance, Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, the Berkeley County Health Department, Luttrell LC Real Estate Attorney, Mike Folk for Governor, W. Harley Miller Systems, Carpet World, Bechtel Jewelers, Hagerstown Ford, the Brown Funeral Homes, WVU Medicine, and Panhandle Dumpsters.
And now, let's go courtside and join our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team with today's pregame show.
Your holiday. We've got a late afternoon of high school boys basketball as Morgantown entertains your WRNR and TV 10 Sports. I'm Matt Miller. By my side is Matt Crawford, John Alderton running our TV 10 camera, and Eric Sterick is our producer and engineer back at the studio. Well, it has been an adventure, or as John put it, a comedy of events today as we made our way from the Eastern Panhandle here to Morgantown, but looking forward to what should be a very good basketball game, a game that will be a measuring stick for the Bulldogs as to where they are at the midpoint of the season.
Yeah, taking on a Morgantown team that comes in 10-1 and not too far off of a win against who is seen as the number one team in the state in the University Hawks. Both teams are 10-1. They've only beat one another, so one of the best teams in the state. And a Martinsburg team that has been to the state championship an awful lot in recent years and is one of those teams that is a perennial power across the Mountain State each year. Morgantown, I don't want to say had a bad year last year, but a down year by their standards last year. And it'll be very interesting to see if this game can be a lot more like the games we saw 2 years ago. Matt, I know you remember that 3 overtime thriller between these two teams just a few years back.
Yeah, 2 years ago it was tied at 60 at the end of regulation, 71 after the first overtime, 73 after the second overtime, and in the end it was Morgantown who got the victory, 79-77 in 3 overtimes to knock off Martinsburg as they split that year. Martinsburg won the meeting back at home 53-52, and the Dogs are actually trying to make it 2 straight wins here in Morgantown after a victory last year that snapped a 6-game slide in this building. The Dogs had not won in Morgantown since 2009, but last year scored a 73-52 victory. But these two teams are almost in opposite places this year than what they were a year ago.
Yeah, I think for Martinsburg, they're still trying to figure out how to play consistent offense. Again, I know I harp on this in almost every pregame, but you know what they're capable of. We've seen that when this offense is clicking, they have the ability to beat just about anybody that they're going to face, including that 107-point outing against Stafford, but they just haven't had that offense consistent. I feel like there's been a lot of games where they've settled for shots, especially deep in that second half, and I think just still trying to find that right group of 5 that gels together and can really go 5 or 6 consecutive minutes where they can gel together, where they can be solid on offense. At the defensive end of the floor, I think Martinsburg at this point in the season is right about where they were last year, playing very good on the defensive end. It's just finding that consistency offensively.
And yet at the same time, it's a team that is averaging just under 72 points a game, while Morgantown is averaging just over 72 points a game. So go figure, it will probably be a 50-40 score in this one. But right now coming in, we're looking for 2 teams to get up and down.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, these afternoon games on the holidays are fun. For us, it's been, again, as Matt said at the beginning, a little bit of an adventure getting up here. But this is where you relax. You watch some good high school basketball against 2 teams that you expect could see each other later in the season when it really matters.
Yeah, you're talking about a Morgantown team that has been to the state tournament in 6 of the last 7 years, winning a state championship back in 2016 when they went 26-0. And Martinsburg has been to the state tournament tournament 5 consecutive years, 7 of the last 8, and the Bulldogs have gotten to the state championship game each of the last 2 years, only to find Cinderella's slipper did not fit as they finished as runner-ups, hoping for a chance to get back a third time, and maybe this would be the charm. They'll find out today just how close they might be against a very good Morgantown team, winners of 4 in a row. They're 10-1. Martinsburg likewise has won 4 in a row. They come in at 7-2. Our pregame brought to you by W. Harley Miller Systems. They provide custom integration services like home and office automation, home theater, networking, audio, video distribution, and more. Give them a call at 304-350-1931 or visit WHMsystems.com. We'll take a 1-minute timeout on the other side of the break. We'll see what else is going on around the Eastern Panhandle Athletic Conference with our check of the area schedule. It's West Virginia High School boys basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Floodwaters can spread E. coli bacteria. Here's Bill Kearns from the Berkeley County Health Department about what to do if your well is tested positive.
If it's just a one-time contamination, you can superchlorinate your well, which we have instructions at the health department. They could call and talk to us. You're providing an excessive amount of bleach down the well. Then you do a runoff to get that out of the system, to get the bleach through your lines, get any contamination out of there. You do a runoff of so long, and then you can have it tested again.
The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court in Martinsburg. Call 304-263-5131.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We welcome you back into Morgantown High School. The two varsity teams on the floor getting ready for the tip-off of the third and final game of the day between the two programs. Earlier today in the freshman game, Martinsburg suffered their third straight loss as Morgantown got the win 76-35. The freshman boys, after a 4-0 start, are now 4-3. And the JV team, Matt, just keeps coming back. They have been winning close games. They rallied in the fourth quarter to knock off Morgantown 68-65 to improve to 5-1.
Yeah, the fourth quarter is their best quarter of basketball all season long, and you're talking about 3 straight now against Musselman, against Washington, and against Morgantown. Didn't play against Spring Mills on Friday with that girls and boys doubleheader, but yeah, they've really been kicking it in late in ball games. When we walked in right about halftime of that game, Morgantown was absolutely rolling all the way through that third quarter, really dominant through the ball game. In that fourth quarter, you blinked a couple of times, and all of a sudden Martinsburg was back within 3, and then was able to take the lead in the final minute. So a good game for them, and I'm not sure it's not a habit you necessarily want to get into, coming back in every single game. You'd like to be able to go start to finish and have a good game from start to finish, but hey, picking up 3 straight wins in that fashion is exciting as well.
Well, let's see what else is going on around the Panhandle. It's all girls action tonight other than this one. Martinsburg is on the road to face North Marion. The Lady Bulldogs winners of 7 in a row after a 49-39 win against Spring Mills on Friday. See if Martinsburg can keep their winning ways going. North Marion, a strong AA opponent.
Yeah, it's going to be a measuring stick, kind of like this one is, that is going to start here in about 12 minutes. Should be a measuring stick for the Dogs, and seeing how they're going to match up against opponents from around the state, not just around the Eastern Panhandle. Obviously, Martinsburg's been kicking it into second, third, fourth gear in the Eastern Panhandle over the past 3 to 4 weeks, but it's always good to see not only how you match up against those teams that you got to go through in your section and region, but also how you match up against teams that you could eventually see in Charleston.
Jefferson is at Spring Mills tonight. Jefferson coming off an impressive win over South Hagerstown, 63-22 on Friday. Third straight win for the Lady Cougars, while Spring Mills going through some growing pains coming off that loss against Martinsburg.
Yeah, coming off some growing pains, I think, is a good way to put it. And getting a chance to see them in person, it was a good opportunity to kind of judge a team not just based on what you read about in the papers or see the final score. So I think that's going to be an interesting game. And again, it's a regional opponent. You never know what's going to happen in those regional games, and that's why you play two of them. And that's why you kind of have these measuring sticks, and you play each team in that region twice, and a lot of teams on your schedule twice to kind of compare before and after throughout a season.
Meanwhile, Hedgesville will be at Washington today. Hedgesville coming off a 55-41 loss against Musselman on Friday. Musselman, who was able to win 8 straight to get things started, able to snap a 3-game slide as they were able to improve to 9-4. And meanwhile, Washington at 1-7 heading into that matchup today. Again, no other boys games going on today. On Friday, it was Hedgesville beating Musselman 43-36. The Applemen are now 5-5. The Eagles are 10-2, and they're next up for the Bulldogs on Friday night. Looking forward to that one.
Yeah, looking forward to that one. Always a good matchup when these two teams get together, when those two teams get together. And looking at Musselman on the girls' side, you talk about that 8-game win streak and then losing 3 in a row. That was something we talked about when they got to that 8th win in a row, and we talked to their head coach, A.D. Elliott, and we look back at previous seasons, and it had been a case where they had really not been able to have a very strong second half of the season when they started the way that they had this year. And it's good that they didn't let that losing streak get to 4. Obviously, you want to turn that around. You don't want to have your worst part of the season, the second half of the season. So hopefully that is a win that's going to start to turn things around for them going back to the way they started the season.
Meanwhile, Jefferson on Friday night scored a 65-61 win over South Hagerstown. That snapped a brief 2-game slide and has the Cougars at 6 wins and 5 losses. Washington did not play at the end of last weekend. They are 3-4, having lost to Martinsburg last Tuesday. And next up for Washington, they have the Hedgesville Eagles coming up tomorrow. And that is our check of the area schedule. Stay tuned. We got another 1-minute timeout on the other side of the break. We're going to hear from head coach Dave Rogers, get his thoughts heading into this matchup against the Morgantown Mohegans. This is West Virginia High School boys basketball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV10.
Remember that last trip to the auto mechanic?
I also think your solenoid gasket is bad.
What?
Yep, that'll be another $500.
Forget that and go to D&N Auto Specialist at 230 Tavern Road, Martinsburg, where honesty is their best policy. Serving the Eastern Panhandle since 1974, D&N Auto is family-owned and operated, specializing in exhaust alignments and tires. From general maintenance to major overhauls, they'll treat you right. Call D&N Auto Specialist at 304-267-4078. Who should you call when it comes to your real estate legal needs?
This is Chris Luttrell, local real estate attorney with offices in Martinsburg and Charlestown. Let's be direct. Buying or selling your home is a matter not to be taken lightly. At my firm, Luttrell LC, we possess the experience and knowledge to represent you and ensure your most important investment is protected. Give us a call at 304-267-3050, 304-267-3050, because at Luttrell LC, your home is our business.
Welcome back into the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show. Time now to go courtside as we talk with Martinsburg head coach Dave Rogers. We get our conversation started just talking about the trip to get to Morgantown and play on this Monday afternoon.
Hey, it was really nice. You know, we got to actually send the freshman JV on, and then the varsity came up a little later, and we provided breakfast and had a little film session this morning early. Good ride. So I tell you what, this is Morgantown is a good high school basketball team, and they've just kind of settled in, and you know they've had a good JV team the last couple years, and so we're anxious to play, see how we do.
Yeah, there it is. How much is this somewhat of a test as to maybe where your team is at the midpoint of the season?
No question. I think it's a good test for us. We're on the road. We've been playing pretty good ball lately. Our intensity has picked up. Our defense has picked up. So I'm really anxious to play and see how we do.
What is it that you see in this Morgantown team? Just looking up and down the roster, they appear to have some size that could give you trouble.
Well, they're not. Their one kid is about 6'5", and he does a nice job inside. He can shoot the three. He doesn't put it on the floor very well, but shoots the three, rebounds. You got to keep him off the glass. And then they've got role players. I just think they've got a couple seniors back that have worked really hard in the offseason. And, you know, I talked to their coach, and their biggest key is they've been together all summer. They played in summer leagues, and then they've had their kids the whole fall. And then, they didn't, they've had them the whole time. So, you can tell that they've been together for a while.
All right, as you talk about that and even mentioning their role players, how much of that, including the role players, are you still trying to develop with your team?
Well, we've got a top 6. We need about 2 more. We need to develop 2 guys that can come in here, and if it's just for a minute, we think we're coming down to that. We're looking. I like Luke Fowler. I think he's really coming on here lately, and we've got to we just got to keep pushing and pushing, and finally we'll get there.
You mentioned pushing. This is 2 teams that come in here averaging over 70 points a game. How much do you look forward to an up and down the floor type of battle?
Well, I think it will be. And, they like to push it. We like to push it. Both teams are running some motion offense. They're still sticking a little bit. Every now and you'll see that 2-guard beeline offense pop its head out. You'll see you're actually seeing a little more zone out of them this year than I saw last year. They kind of and us too. I mean, you've seen us play some 1-3-1 and some 3-2 to make it different, but we just have to take care of the ball. We have to rebound, and we have to play defense. You can't give them open shots.
Coach, good luck. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, there you hear from Martinsburg head coach Dave Rogers, his thoughts heading into today's matchup on the road at Morgantown.
Pretty simple. Stop them. Get good rebounds. Don't make them get open shots. Pretty simple. They're the keys to the game right there. He did them for me.
Wow. Well, we'll come back and reiterate those keys to the game after this break on our W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show. We'll wrap up the pregame after this 1-minute timeout, get into our starting lineups, and get you ready for today's action. It's West Virginia High School boys basketball on Talk Radio WRNRN TV 10.
My family, we're always on the move. Little brother is living it up.
What's up, sis?
See Mom made dinner?
I will see you there.
And my big brother, he's got his hands full. But when Mom says come home for dinner, what could possibly stand in our way? Nothing. When you're part of a family like this, you always show up. The Honda family of SUVs, awarded Best SUV Brand for 2019.
Miller Honda, south of Winchester, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. www.mymillerhonda.com.
They're my closest friends. We've been through a lot together. Seeing our kids off to college, Kelly losing her mom, my 50th birthday, I trust them with so much. So when it came to my finances, I trusted Kelly's referral to her Ameriprise advisor. Beth gives me the comprehensive advice that helps me feel confident my financial future is secure. With the right financial advisor, life can be brilliant. Ameriprise Financial.
All right, we're back again here at Morgantown High School where the Mohegans will be entertaining your Martinsburg Bulldogs. It's time for our keys to the game. Matt already gave them to you, but we'll do it again. They're brought to you by Luttrell LC. Let Chris Luttrell and you the keys to your new home for all of your real estate legal needs. Call Chris Luttrell at 304-267-3050. Matt, let's start with Martinsburg. What do they got to do to get a win on the road today?
I think, again, I don't want to just copy based on what Coach Rogers said, but those are important things when you're playing one of the best teams in the state that's coming in 10-1. If you play good defense and you force contested shots and they make them, that's one thing. But one thing Martinsburg does and has gotten away with a little bit this season is when they're trapping in the half court or in the back court, and it allows to fast break opportunities or allows for open threes that in the EPAC games we've seen so far, it's been hit or miss whether teams are going to be able to knock those down. Morgantown is going to be one of those teams at home on their home floor that if you give them a bunch of open shots, they're going to knock down a good amount of them. So I think for Martinsburg, the key is a play tight defense. And obviously, they're going to trap. They're going to have pressure in the backcourt, but just be smart. And if you're going to go for a steal, if you're going to go for the trap, make sure that you're playing sound defense while doing so.
Would you like some proof that this team will knock it down if you leave them open? Friday night, Morgantown scored a win on the road at John Marshall, 85-38, and knocked down 13 three-pointers in the win.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Again, you don't get to 10-1 at the high school level unless you have a big man that is just dominant as can be down low, or you're knocking down a lot of threes.
Well, and they've got a little of each, as Carson Poffenberger has done a nice job for him, although as you heard from Coach Rogers, watch him, he'll step out and knock down that three, a la local fans may remember being Pitsnoggle. Yeah, Kevin Pitsnoggle, who could step out there and do that. All right, now about for Morgantown. Keys, what do they need to do to try to slow down Martinsburg?
They're just going to need to keep up with Martinsburg. I think that's the biggest thing. Martinsburg is going to get up and down the floor. They do it every game. They've done it for years under Coach Rogers. So the big thing for Martinsburg is to be able to keep up with the speed and force the Dogs to play in the half court. I think with the size of Morgantown, if they can force Martinsburg to have to take contested threes, they're not going to be able to go inside with the size that the Mohegans have. So for Morgantown, they just need to get back in transition and be able to keep up with the Dogs.
There you go. Our keys to the game brought to you by Chris Luttrell at Luttrell LC, locally owned. They know the business and they're part of the community. You can win every time when it comes to your real estate legal needs. Call Luttrell LC at 304-267-3050. Matt, another key to the game had to be Mr. Don Conaway with Conaway Automotive in Brewston Mills, West Virginia.
The only reason we're here.
Wow, yes. If anybody caught our Facebook postings throughout the day, we let you know we were planning to be here for this one. We've got the Mountaineers coming up after on the radio. We're going to actually go over and watch that game before heading home, and then later you may have seen a Facebook post that saw Matt and I kind of laying around a vehicle and the vehicle with a flat tire. Well, thanks to Don, he was able to come out, help to get us back on the road after our jack would not lift our vehicle. He came out, got us going. Thanks also to South Park Auto Service here in Morgantown, helping to get a new tire on even as we arrived here in Morgantown. And, well, we will be ready for the trip home, and right now we're ready for some basketball.
Yeah, absolutely. And you and I think, can check off that we have now changed a tire, or attempted to change a tire, on the side of Interstate 68.
All right, it's time to take a look at the starting lineups as they are introduced to the crowd on hand here. But first, hang on. Looks like we are going to rise for the national anthem. Let's take our 2-minute timeout, and we'll be back with those lineups in the opening tip of West Virginia High School boys basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Get the biggest savings of the year at the 2019 Big Finish event going on now at Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Martinsburg. How about an all-new Ram 1500 LTD over $10,000 off plus 0% APR? A 2019 Ram HD 3500 over $7,000 off. A 2020 Jeep Compass is only $21,266. The all-new Chrysler Voyager is $27,479 plus 0% APR. And a 2019 Chrysler 300 is only $24,815. Celebrate the 2019 Big Finish with the deepest discounts and lowest APR of the year. No money down, no payments for 90 days. Great selection, great people, and great deals at Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Route 9 at Kelly Island Road, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. Online at millerschryslerjeep.com. Stock numbers 20126, 20017, 19347, 20135, 19232. All payments based on approved credit, taxes, tags, and processing fees extra. See dealer for details.
Hi, this is Eric from Hagerstown Ford. I keep telling you that Hagerstown Ford has completely changed the car buying experience forever. And with a return policy easier than Walmart, Hagerstown Ford has a goal to deliver 350 cars and trucks per month. And when I say deliver, I mean deliver to you, where you are, just like Amazon does. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. The only way Hagerstown Ford can accomplish this extremely aggressive goal is to make the car buying process fast and easy. We simply refuse to play the dumb back and forth games that most dealerships want to play. There's absolutely no reason for you to waste your precious time at a car dealership. I assure you, there is no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. that can beat our price. There's no dealership that will allow you to return your new car if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely has the best price, and we'll bring the car to you. And if you don't want it, return it, period. No questions asked. There's no reason to buy anywhere else. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience and get your new ride delivered to you.
Contact dealer for details.
Along with Matt Crawford, I'm Matt Miller. John Alderton running our TV10 camera. Eric Sterick back at the studio. Lineups brought to you by D&N Auto Specialist. If your vehicle is not starting properly, start at D&N Auto to get it fixed right the first time. Family owned and operated since 1974. Give them a call at 304-267-4078. Martinsburg 7-2, led by head coach Dave Rogers in his 41st season. 772 wins, 222 losses. He'll have Trey Sager, a 6'3 junior, starting at forward. Telrin Villa is a 6'3 senior at forward. Garrett Stobbs, a 6'1 junior guard. Teddy Marshall, a 6'2 senior guard, and Anthony Smith is a 6'1 junior guard. Meanwhile, for Morgantown, they're 10-1. They're led by 6th-year head coach Dave Tallman, a record of 109-32. By the way, from St. Mary's Riken in Maryland for 7 years before coming here to Morgantown. He'll have on the floor as his starters Troy Battle, a 6'2 junior forward, Mac McMillan, a 6'2 senior guard, Xavier Pryor, a 6'2 junior guard, Alex Rudy, a 6'2 senior guard, and Carson Poffenberger, a 6'7 junior forward. Matt, you talk about turnaround. Just 4 returning players and 1 returning starter for the Mohegans from a team that went 16-10 a season ago, and here they are at 10-1. Villa, Poffenberger in the center circle. 3 officials working this one, in the tip controlled by the Bulldogs. Martinsburg will shoot at the basket to our right. Anthony Smith running the points. Smith out top being guarded by Xavier Pryor. Nice feed down low as Smith got it to Teddy Marshall, cutting to the basket, and he puts it up and in.
Yeah, Teddy Marshall, a little hesitation, moved and cutting right across the lane to the left side of the basket. Just a little slow was McMillan on the help defense.
Boy, now some help defense from Trey Sager, rejecting a shot from Xavier Pryor as the 6'2 junior took it down the middle of the lane. He got to the rim but was denied, and now McMillan will trigger the inbound, still looking and eventually able to get it in. Alex Rudy with it out top to Battle. Sends on this left wing, 3 ball on the way. Off the rim, no good for McMillan, but there is Battle for the rebound, and Battle going to bring it back out. Ball knocked all the way into the backcourt. It could have been a travel on the pickup. McMillan able to get to it ahead of Garrett Stobbs. Battle double teamed at the 3-point line on the right side of the floor. Trey Sager dives down in there to get his hands on it. Possession arrow is going to leave it with Morgantown. Nice defense by Martinsburg. McMillan will trigger the inbounds right in front of the Bulldog bench. Dave Rogers right behind him. Inbounds comes to Pryor, guarded by Garrett Stobbs in the Bulldog man-to-man. On the far side of the floor, Rudy dribbling towards the paint to Poffenberger. He is 3 from this left wing, and air ball too strong. Backside rebound to Teddy Marshall, and he'll bring it up the floor himself. Little crossover move to the right elbow, backs it out, fires the 3, and it's off the rim of the backboard. Sager battling, rebound out of bounds. Should belong to Martinsburg, and it will. It was Battle along with Pryor and McMillan, all 3 Morgantown players, who knocked it away from each other. So the Dogs get an opportunity on the inbounds. Stobbs giving to Telrin Villa beyond the arc left side. He'll knock down a 3 once in a while. Villa has hit 6 of those, but his game more inside. Teddy Marshall out top, sending a pass on that far side, intended for Stobbs, telegraphed and stolen, and down the other way. Xavier Pryor takes it to the rim and gets the leg up, and we're tied at 2.
Yeah, it was a case where Marshall just staring at Garrett Stobbs, who was camped out on that left wing, and stared at him for about 2 seconds before sending that pass, and it was an easy steal going back the other way for Pryor.
Alex Rudy had the steal, got it to Pryor for 2. We are tied. A little over, in fact, almost 2 minutes now into this one. Anthony Smith down the left side of the lane. Little hesitation move, ran into Poffenberger. No foul called, lost the ball. That's a Bulldog turnover.
I think that could have gone either way. It looked like Smith also extended that offhand.
Rudy from the right side is 3 off the rim. Nice box out by Trey Sager, and as Sager was tipping the rebound to himself, he hits the deck. So does Carson Poffenberger, and it'll be a foul going over the back for Poffenberger. So that is his first, and Martinsburg will have the ball length of the floor to go. Sager giving up a couple of inches there. He's listed at 6'3", while Poffenberger's listed at 6'7". Dave Rogers keeps telling me 6'5".
Yeah, it doesn't quite look 6'7" down there. At the high school level, 6'7" is massive, so you can usually tell those 6'7" players pretty easily.
Sager from the right side has a 3, rattle in and out. Rebound got tipped out to the foul line where it's pulled in by Pryor. He'll try to go coast to coast. A lot of contact as he got to the rim. He and Teddy Marshall hit the deck. Sager was back there as well. Ball goes out of bounds, belonging to Morgantown.
Yeah, Pryor 2 long strides from about the foul line and a lot of contact and really just not a whole lot on that basketball. It's an easy block for Sager out of bounds.
Battle out top, giving to Pryor on the left wing. To McMillan, out between the circles to Rudy. Starts to his left, now gives. That's McMillan in the left corner. His 3-ball rattles out, no good. Neither team very warm from the outside right now. It's cold outside, maybe a little cold in the gym. Rebound goes out off of Martinsburg. It'll stay with Morgantown. McMillan to trigger that inbounds baseline left side. Gets it to Battle along the baseline, works into the paint, pulls up with that left-hand jumper from 10 feet away. Off the mark, and the rebound, Teddy Marshall. Marshall into the front court, picked up by McMillan, still tied at 2. We're almost 3 minutes into this one. Little feeling out process maybe. Teddy Marshall down the right side of the lane, gives a pass in the left corner to Anthony Smith. Started out to his right, cut back to his left on a crossover dribble. Wow, ball got poked away. The official says it goes off of Anthony Smith. It's a Bulldog turnover, their third.
Yeah, Troy Battle diving out of bounds on the baseline and looked like he grabbed it right before going out of bounds. And usually if he's given that much energy to try to save it, that means that Morgantown was the last to touch it, and Battle thought he was the last to touch it, but the referee saw it different. It'll be Morgantown basketball. They have it in the front court.
Battle at the top of the key, giving to Rudy in the lane. Puts it up over Sager. Low post left side, left it short, and a nice job by Trey Sager to grab that rebound. Dogs have done a nice job on the boards.
They have, and I think Sager may have got a piece of that. The ball went pretty much straight up and back down.
Garrett into the lane. Stobbs on the drive. Floats it up. Left it short. Telrin Villa grabs the offensive rebound and fouled on his way back up. That personal foul will go on 4. That is Mac McMillan, the 6'2 senior guard, as his first, team's second. Telrin Villa to the line. 38 of 56 on the season. That is 68%. And his foul shot off the rim, no good. And the Dogs have been a little Jekyll and Hyde this season. They've shot as low as 36%, as high as 86% from the line.
And they're not coming off of a good foul shooting performance against Spring Mills.
Well, 64%,
especially
18 to 28.
in that first half. Did not shoot well from the charity stripe in that first half.
Second free throw rattles in. Villa gets 1 of 2, breaking the tie, and Martinsburg has a 3-2 lead. And I told you, two teams averaging 72. We might end up in the 50s. It's a slow start offensively. We're almost halfway through quarter number 1, and it's a 3-2 Bulldog lead. Alec Poland has stepped into the ball game. He added momentarily for Morgantown. Now McMillan driving left baseline, bounces one down inside, intended for Max Washington. Easy steal for the Dogs.
Yeah, not sure what McMillan was thinking there. He went with a palm facing back into the lane pass, but it was right into 2 Bulldog defenders.
Anthony Smith down the left side of the lane, used the right hand to put it up. It rattled around in and out of the rim, and the rebound controlled by Pryor.
And Doran Smith almost had a fantastic putback. The ball bounced one extra time on the rim than I think he was expecting, because he was about a half second too early going towards the rim.
Poland from the right corner, 3 ball up and good. Alec Poland, the 6'1 sophomore forward, checking into the lineup and making his presence felt, giving Morgantown a 5-3 lead. First lead for the Mohegans. After Martinsburg led 2-0, we were tied at 2. The Dogs led 3-2. Now Morgantown out in front. 3:15 and counting, quarter number 1. Teddy Marshall out top around a screen set by Doran Smith. Got his feet tangled up with Pryor, trips and falls. It's a turnover. Loose ball taken by Morgantown down the floor to Pryor. His layup a little too strong. Poland the rebound, spins to the basket and puts it up and in.
That's a good move by Alec Poland, getting the rebound. Decided not to go right back up with it, as it would have been a tough shot, and just good low post moves by the 6'1 sophomore.
7-3 now the lead for Morgantown. Garrett Stobbs, a right side deep 3, comes off the rim. McMillan grabs the rebound. Morgantown on a little bit of a run. Pass to Washington, into the left corner. 3 on the way for Brooks Gage, and it's off the iron, no good.
And the Dogs catch a break. Max Washington dished that ball out to the left side. He had a wide open lane to drive in for what looked like it could have been an easy layup, and on the other end, Anthony Smith gets a layup on the right side.
Yeah, nice drive. Had to kind of float through the air and double clutch a little bit to get it up over a taller defender, but banked it in. 7-5, the Bulldogs within 2. Backdoor cut for Washington. He's open. Count it, and there is a foul as he takes that feed from the right side from Poland, and the foul goes on Doran Smith.
And I was just getting ready to open my mouth and say this is where you're going to see what the size advantage can be for Morgantown. Max Washington goes 6'6" down low in Martinsburg. Nobody on the floor right now, or the team really, that can compete with 6'6" down low, and you just saw the pure size advantage for number 33 down low.
Max Washington trying to complete the three-point play, couldn't do it. It's off the rim, no good. There's Telrin Villa for the rebound. It's a 9-5 Morgantown lead. 2 minutes to play in our opening quarter. Teddy Marshall, left wing, guarded by Poland. Pulls up off the dribble, and his three-pointer is good. Teddy Marshall leads the team in threes. That's his 16th of the year.
And Marshall with 5 points now in the quarter, and that was, I think, just trying to get something going offensively. Not the most open three he's ever going to take, but I think just wanted to get the tempo going for the Dogs.
Poland working into the lane to his left, spun back to his right against Telrin Villa. Missed the shot, got his own rebound, put back attempt, blocked by Villa, out of bounds off Doran Smith. It'll stay with Morgantown. Nice job, Telrin Villa, to defend the first one and then block the second one without committing a foul.
And that's a play for Poland. If he dishes it off down low, he's got Antonio Rollo wide open right next to the basket. Could have been 2 easy points or at least a high percentage shot on that low block on the left side.
Pryor sending a pass to Rollo on that far wing. Back out top with his feet in the circle. Gage pulls it in, gets to the top of the key, picked up the dribble, may have gotten away with a travel. He'll get it to Rollo, baseline right side. Short jump shot from about 5 feet out, up and good. I hate to use the pun, but that one rolled around the rim and in for Rollo.
Is it bad that I'm not surprised you used that at all?
I was waiting for you to jump on it personally.
I leave you with the corny ones.
High post back to the basket, hands it off to Garrett, stops back to Villa, driving in on the right angle, gets down to the low post and banks it up and in. Tough shot. First shot from the floor for Villa. He's got 3, 11-10. Morgantown with a 1-point lead. We're under a minute to play quarter number 1. Been a good first quarter, and the scoring starting to pick up after that slow start. It's 3-2 halfway through this first quarter. Rollo with it in the left corner, guarded by Anthony Smith. Takes a dribble to his right, passes out top to Poland. Around on that far wing to Pryor. Pryor puts it on the floor, takes it strong to the basket against Teddy Marshall and banks it up and in. Xavier Pryor.
Yeah, it's a strong take going right to the basket. Really nothing Martinsburg could do defensively that they did in any stronger defense, and it's probably going to be Pryor going to the line for 2. Just a really strong take by the 6'2 junior.
Telrin Villa now with a nice drive into the lane for the Bulldogs. Took it right at Xavier Pryor, drew that contact. Pryor has his first, and Villa will go back to the line where he was 1 for 2 earlier in the quarter. 13 seconds left in this first quarter. Free throw on the way. Good. Villa, the Bulldog leading scorer, averaging 21 a game. Teddy Marshall goes 15. Anthony Smith about 10. On the other side for Morgantown, only one we got from Coach Tallman was Carson Poffenberger, who averages 17 a game. He's yet to score in this one. Villa gets both free throws. The Dogs again within 1, 13-12. Inbounds to Pryor, knocked away, and wow, a very late whistle and a foul on Teddy Marshall. Not sure about that one.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm not sure on that one. Teddy Marshall already poked the ball away and was running after the ball with nobody around him. And the late whistle, as you just heard, yeah, I'm with you. I think that could have very easily just been a good defensive play by Teddy.
Pryor passing down low for Washington, off his hands and then off the leg of Dorn Smith, apparently, and out of bounds with 1.3 seconds left. Matt, if he handles that pass cleanly, he's got a layup.
Yeah, he does.
Pryor will trigger the inbounds, baseline left side, gives in the corner, Rollo right side, 3 as the horn sounds. Oh, that one rolls in and rolls
around
out.
Again. Yeah, could not have gone any deeper in the cylinder and not gone in. That is one that Rollo probably is going to connect on more times than not.
Well, as it is, Morgantown has a 1-point lead as we head to quarter number 2 after this 60-second break. It's Morgantown leading Martinsburg 13-12.
Let's talk trash, because when it comes to trash, you have options. Panhandle Dumpsters is a local family-owned garbage hauling company serving both residential and commercial customers with weekly trash pickup, dumpster service, yard waste pickup, and bulk pickups too. Panhandle Dumpsters will give you a free trash can and provide curbside service for just $23 a month. Panhandle Dumpsters features a fleet of quieter, eco-friendly garbage trucks, thereby reducing the noise usually associated with pickup. Switch now and save up to 30%. Call 833-DUMP-STR, panhandledumpsters.com.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Alderton making the crazy trip with us. Back at the studio, Eric Sterrick going, man, I'm glad I'm at home after the flat tire, broken windshield wiper, you name it kind of trip. It's been fun. Glad to be here, and so far a good one. Martinsburg down by 1 has the ball. Quarter number 2 underway. Dorn Smith passing intended for Telrin Villa. Not a good pass. Knocked away, but Villa runs it down in the back court. Able to get it to Dorn Smith on a behind-the-back pass. He'll feed to Teddy Marshall, cutting left baseline, reverse layup, good.
Great take by Teddy. It was a 3-on-2 opportunity for the Dogs after it was a loose ball at midcourt for about 3 seconds, and did a great job. A little hesitation move by Teddy Marshall, driving baseline and going up and under with the reverse. Very athletic basketball move for number 15.
Battle with it on the right side, giving it off to Pryor. Back over on that right wing, hands it off to Alex Rudy. Rudy giving in the right corner for a long 3 from Xavier Pryor, but an air ball too strong and in the back court as Teddy Marshall was trying to dribble through some traffic. A whistle and a foul. That'll be the second on Mac McMillan, the third-year varsity player, the 6'2 senior guard, still looking for his first points after scoring 11 in the win on Friday at John Marshall. He may have to sit down now with 2 fouls, and he will sit as Brooks Gage is back in.
And, man, you talk about a returning senior, just 4 seniors on this Morgantown team, 8 juniors. So with how good they are, this is going to be a team that's going to be just as good next year, it looks like.
Trey Sager with a 3 ball from the right side, skims off the back of the iron. Gage with the rebound. Brooks Gage into the front court to battle. His left side 3 on the way. Hits an air ball too strong. Backside rebound to Telrin Villa, poked away from him, but Anthony Smith grabs it and works into the front court down the left side of the lane, banks it up and in. Tough shot with a man in his face.
And not sure what's going on with the Mohegans last 2 trips up the floor, missed everything. For a team that knocked down 8 threes last time out, very uncharacteristic. Martinsburg will take it.
Did you say 8?
Yeah.
You were off.
13.
There you go. I was going to say add 5 more. Hoffenberger out top, picks up his dribble. Gives to Gage, to Pryor on the left wing. He'll drive baseline. His floater a little short. Battle for the rebound. Ends up knocked out to the top of the key where it was controlled by Rudy. Alex Rudy back to Pryor on that right side. Marshall guards him. Pass out top to battle off his hand.
And you look what Pryor just did. Gave up an open 3-pointer in the left corner. When you've missed a couple and missed everything on the shot, you're going to do that when you second-guess yourself on the 3.
Battle with a nice drive down that right baseline as Trey Sager reached in. He smacked the ball out from behind. It ends up out of bounds on the near sideline. Still belonging to Morgantown. Alec Poland back onto the floor as Battle gets a breather for the Mohegans. 16-13 is the lead for Martinsburg, scoring the only 4 points so far in this second period. Brooks Gage open from the left corner, fires a 3 for Morgantown, off the mark, and Trey Sager the rebound, falling out of bounds, managed to get it to Anthony Smith. Dogs on a bit of a run to start this second quarter. Let's see if it can continue. Ball fake beyond the arc for Teddy Marshall. Drives down the right side of the lane. Shot wouldn't go. Rebound Trey Sager. His putback wouldn't go. Rebound tipped up off of the rim. Still loose on the floor. Poffenberger eventually has it. And back the other way. Here comes Pryor. Racing end to end. Getting to Brooks Gage. Left corner 3. This time it's up and good.
And Martinsburg can't catch a breakdown low. A lot of contact on Trey Sager, putting up that second and third chance opportunity, and no whistle down low, but it's been consistent on both ends, so as long as it stays that way, everything's good. But right now, down low, a lot of contact. Very physical basketball so far.
Tied at 16, our second tie of this first half. Teddy Marshall off the dribble, left side about 17 feet out, hits the jump shot.
Yeah, it's been about every shot for him that he's been successful on today. It's been contested, and just that quick release for Teddy.
Again, their second leading scorer, averaging 15 a game's got 9 in the first half. Alec Poland, low post, left side, takes the feed as he cut down the lane, gave the ball fake to get 2 defenders in the air, and the foul will go on Teddy Marshall. Not good. That'll be his second. And hoping maybe that one could go on Trey Sager and be just his first, but not the case. Teddy's going to have to be cautious out there, playing with the 2 fouls. And Alec Poland, who's been instant offense off the bench, came in to score 5 in that first quarter, knocks down the free throw here.
And Poland getting that pass, driving down the left side of the lane, had a wide open look for a layup down low, but was just going too fast, couldn't control that body, and by the time he was able to stop those feet too far underneath the basket.
Poland's second free throw up and good. He's got 7. We are tied again at 18, our third tie. Little token full court pressure broken by the Bulldogs. Stobbs may have gotten away with a double dribble. Gets the pass to Teddy Marshall. Reverse leg up good as he spins it in off the glass.
Yeah, Martinsburg catching a break. The ball wasn't poked away from Garrett Stobbs and definitely lost the basketball, grabbed it with both hands, and started dribbling again.
Yeah, Coach Tallman on the bench down to our right was giving that motion double dribble, but the official didn't call it.
Along with that, every Mohegan fan in the building.
Brooks Gage going to bring it around the perimeter on the dribble, sending to Rollo on that right wing beyond the arc. Rudy now pops out to take it between the center circle and the top of the key. Dribbling to his right. He goes down low trying to get it to Poffenberger, poked away. Anthony Smith comes away with it 2-on-2. Smith down the left of the lane, floats it up, and they call an offensive foul, and that's garbage. Alex Rudy was still moving, got underneath of Anthony Smith as Smith floated it up and in, wave off the basket, and Anthony Smith will pick up the personal. That'll be his first team foul, number 4. That's a turnover as well.
Why don't you tell us how you really feel?
Hey, I'm telling you, that was not good. Poffenberger, right corner for 3, hits off the rim and the top of the backboard. Anthony Smith, the rebound. He'll work into the front court on the dribble. Sends off to Teddy Marshall in the left corner. He took a dribble before knocking down the 3. Usually you catch it right into the motion, right? Teddy says, nope, I'm going to catch it, take a dribble, set myself, and shoot.
Again, everything so far has been contested. He took a dribble to force a contested 3. If it's working for you, go for it.
Would someone come guard me, please?
Yes.
3:20 to play in our first half.
Yes, make this look even more impressive when I knock it down.
Poffenberger driving baseline right side, sends to Rudy in the left corner. His 3 rolls around the rim and out. Villa tips the rebound, controlled by Garrett Stobbs. Bulldog basketball. Baseball pass down the floor, but getting back defensively, Brooks Gage with the steal. I got 6 Bulldog turnovers. If Coach Rogers knew coming in they'd have 6 turnovers in the first half and still lead by 5, I think he would have taken it, but right now he's got to be a little disappointed. Nice job on a tie-up back the other way, and so Morgantown will maintain possession, but will have to inbound on the baseline.
And right now, Morgantown getting a lot of open looks from beyond the arc. Just they can't buy a 3 with a credit card right now.
After hitting 13 on Friday, they've missed about 13, I think, in this first half. Rollo with the inbounds, lobbed out top to Poland, grabs it, gives a pass fake, then a dribble, and then finally passes right, and that 3 ball from Rudy off the mark, but the backside rebound to Rollo. Rollo now from the left side. He'll try the 3. It's too long. Dorn Smith grabs the rebound. He'll work into the front court, wanting to go coast to coast. Cut off by Brooks Gage, who gets the steal. 7 Bulldog turnovers. Pass down the floor to Poland. He was losing it. Dives to the floor to tip it to Rollo. He'll give to Brooks Gage. Top of the key 3. He got it. Second 3 of the quarter for Brooks Gage. 23-21. Martinsburg has their lead cut to 2.
Now 3 threes in this first half from Morgantown. 2 of them have been from Brooks Gage. The other one coming from Alec Poland. But again, they have really struggled from beyond the arc. Probably about 3 for 15. Not an official number by any stretch, but probably right around that mark.
And all 3 of those threes from guys off the bench. Nice job, Anthony Smith, dribbling out of a double team, worked in the lane and fed Dorn Smith, and the 5 to 10 foot jumper up and good. 25-21, Martinsburg by 4. Poland beyond the arc on that right side, passing out top to Brooks Gage. They'll swing it around to Poffenberger in the left corner. His pass to Rollo on the left side of the lane, in his hands, out of his hands, and taken by Garrett Stobbs.
That was a fastball from Poffenberger with one hand going to the cutter. It was only about 5 feet away from him.
I was thinking the same thing from about 5 feet. Garrett Stobbs, contested 3 from the right side. It was blocked. Rollo got a piece of it. Poffenberger down with it. He'll give to Rudy. Euro step to the basket. Left hand layup, rolls around and out, no good.
Beautiful move by Alex Rudy, just could not capitalize at the rim.
And then Teddy Marshall with a lob feed for Telrin Villa off his hands, and back the other way will come Morgantown. And Brooks Gage throws it away. A steal at midcourt for Teddy Marshall. Getting it off to Stobbs. Down low to Telrin Villa. He'll go up for the shot and put it in.
And Matt, this is more the tempo we were expecting in this game. It hasn't been the cleanest played last minute as we have 1 minute remaining in the first half, and Morgantown's going to call a timeout. But this is more over the last 3 minutes the tempo we've expected. A lot of quick trips up and down the floor.
30-second timeout taken by Morgantown. We'll take 30 seconds as well. 1:01 to play in the first half, and Martinsburg leads by 6.
My name is Monica. I'm an elementary school teacher.
My name is Mitch. I'm a graphic design specialist.
We have 4 children. Currently we have life and auto insurance with Erie. Our agent is helping us to move our homeowners insurance to Erie as well.
They've always been a good company and good customer service. If anything ever happens to me, my family will be protected.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
My name is Monica. I'm an elementary school teacher.
My name is Mitch.
Now this final minute and 1 second plays out. Morgantown will have the basketball. See how much pressure Martinsburg puts on them and how much Morgantown wants to hold, or whether they want to run their offense and try to get a couple of possessions here.
With the way they're shooting threes or putting up threes at least, I would think they would want a couple of possessions.
Rolo from the left side is three, in and out, no good. Rebound tipped, and it'll be controlled by Jarvis Thurston, who's checked into the Bulldog lineup. I got Martinsburg in the plus column on the rebounding edge. Nice job for the Bulldogs against a taller team. Good job down low. Garrett Stobbs got it to Dorn Smith, but his shot rolled around the rim and out. Rebound to Morgantown. Pryor into the front court, feeding Washington back out to Pryor. He'll send to Rudy at the top of the key, again to Pryor on the left wing. Works his way towards the paint. Sending to Poland on that far wing. We're down to 15 seconds to play in our first half.
Looks like Morgantown's going to try to hold for the last shot. They've slowed down the offense.
Yeah, they want Pryor to have it. He looks to be their guy who can make things happen off the dribble. He gets a double screen out top, tries a little between the legs dribble. May have gotten away with a double dribble. Now a very deep three from the left side. Out of the hands of Alec Poland, off the backside of the rim, no good. And Martinsburg will go into the locker room at the half with a 6-point lead. We'll tell you all about it as we get into our Smallwood Small Insurance halftime show after this 1 minute timeout. We are at the intermission with Martinsburg out in front of Morgantown, 27-21.
W. Harley Miller Systems understands the need and desire for reliable and affordable smart home solutions. Secure your home with a security system and keep a close eye on your family. Automate your home with a Control4 system and have smart technology work as one. Set daily schedules to control your thermostats. Push a button and set the mood for dinner by dimming lights and playing music, or just sit back and enjoy a movie in your own home theater. Put decades of experience to work for you. Visit us at WHMsystems.com or call 304-350-1931.
The level of care that I got at WVU Medicine was top-notch.
If you're not progressing in healthcare, you're falling behind.
It's really an integration, looking at a clinical care network, looking at the good people who can help push the envelope and raise the bar for delivering quality healthcare product.
To have my life back is absolutely a blessing. I am beyond thankful for WVU Medicine. I absolutely 100% have my life back.
We are back once again here in Morgantown. Our halftime brought to you by Smallwood Small Insurance, your total insurance solution. They're at 121 Administrative Drive in Martinsburg. Phone them at 304-263-3361. Along with Matt Crawford, I'm Matt Miller. John Alderton running our TV 10 camera. Eric Sterick back at the studio. Thanks to Darrell Miller and Joel Miller helping out on our drive up in the adventures in getting here today. Also, we'll head over and watch the Mountaineers as they host Texas. West Virginia in need of a win after a tough loss on the road at Kansas State on Saturday. We'll see how they rebound with the broadcast on the radio tonight. Matt, how about the first half? Martinsburg took a 2-0 lead. We were tied at 2. Dogs went back in front 3-2. Morgantown took their first lead at 5-3, stretched it out to 7-3 before the Dogs began to mount a rally. Martinsburg would be down by 1 at the end of 1, 13-12. But then the Dogs scored the first 2 buckets of the second quarter. They led 16-13. Morgantown tied it at 16. Martinsburg goes in front 18-16. Morgantown ties it at 18, and at that point, Martinsburg closes the first half on a 9-3 run to have a 6-point halftime cushion.
Yeah, it was a good last 3 minutes, and I think that is in part, or really the last 4 minutes of the game, or the first half, and I think that's in part to the style of play that is conducive to Martinsburg being successful. Again, it wasn't the cleanest, but it was a lot of quick back-and-forth basketball, and if you get Martinsburg in a sprint, they're going to win. Most of the time, they're going to be able to get up and down the floor quicker than you can. A lot of athletes on this Bulldog team, and I think that showed late in that second quarter. And the reason they had this 6-point lead at the half is the way the end of that first half went and the amount of quick, fast break opportunities that the Dogs got.
I've got Martinsburg with a +2 rebounding edge at 16-14. They'll have to keep that up in the second half. And certainly a key, Carson Poffenberger, 6'7", junior forward who averages 17 a game, coming off a 27-point performance in the come-from-behind win at University last week and 17 in last Friday's win against John Marshall. Matt, you're giving me a hand gesture. What's that?
Zippy. Nada.
Zero.
Nothing.
Zilch.
All right, you win. I can't think of another zero word.
There you go. Has yet to score in the first half. So Martinsburg with a 27-21 lead, trying to take 2 out of 3 in the 3 games played between these two programs today as the freshmen and JV played ahead of this varsity game. We'll tell you how those games played out, see what else is going on around the Eastern Panhandle as well as we return on our Smallwood Small Insurance halftime show. A 1-minute timeout, then back to Morgantown where Martinsburg holds the lead at 27-21.
Floodwaters can spread E. coli bacteria. Here's Bill Kearns from the Berkeley County Health Department about what to do if your well is tested positive.
If it's just a one-time contamination, you can superchlorinate your well, which we have instructions at the health department. They could call and talk to us. You're providing an excessive amount of bleach down the well. Then you do a runoff to get that out of the system, to get the bleach through your lines, get any contamination out there. You do a runoff of so long, and then you can have it tested again.
The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court in Martinsburg. Call 304-263-5131.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Morgantown High School. Matt, in the freshman game earlier, it was all Morgantown. They beat Martinsburg 76-35. That's 3 straight losses for this freshman team that started 4-0.
Yeah, and a freshman team that doesn't lose all that often, going back the last couple of years under Coach Berg, and they do not lose too many basketball games. So right now, on a little bit of a skid, an uncharacteristic skid at that for this Bulldog freshman team.
The freshman team will be back in action as they will play Hedgesville. That'll be Friday night at the Fieldhouse as part of a triple header when the Bulldogs welcome in the Eagles, and that should be a lot of fun on the varsity level. Hedgesville right now 10-2. More on that in a moment. Meanwhile, the JV boys, yet another rally in the fourth quarter for a victory. 68-65 today as the JV team's now 5-1, and I know at least 3 of those 5 wins they've been trailing in the fourth quarter and came back to win.
And it's the last 3 wins for them.
Yeah.
It was a home game where they came back and beat Musselman. Then on the road at Washington came back to win that contest. And we walked in at halftime of the game today. It was all Morgantown, a double-digit lead. And even going into the fourth quarter, it was a double-digit lead or very close to it as we were setting things up. Definitely not a single possession or even a 2-possession game. And you blinked a couple of times in that fourth quarter, and all of a sudden after a few stops and a few quick baskets, about a 3-point game with under a minute left. And Martinsburg was able to come out in that last minute and get another tight win in comeback fashion.
In the varsity game, Martinsburg with a 6-point lead, right now 27-21. This is the only boys game going on tonight. This afternoon. Scheduled to play today as well on the girls' side. Martinsburg is at North Marion. Jefferson visiting Spring Mills, and Hedgesville is at Washington. We'll take another 1-minute timeout, wrap up our Smallwood Small Insurance halftime show. Smallwood Small Insurance, your total insurance solution. They're at 121 Administrative Drive in Martinsburg. Phone 304-263-3361. On the other side of this 1-minute break, we've got your first half stats and your second half of action. Martinsburg leads at Morgantown 27-21.
Prepare for what's next or to plan ahead. We're here. Brown Funeral Home, a legacy of service since 1880.
Carpet World is more than just carpet. Carpet World specializes in a complete selection of hardwood floors by respected names like Armstrong, Bruce, Shaw, and Mohawk, and tile by Dowell Tile, American Oleum, and Mannington for all rooms in your home. And Carpet World can update your bathroom shower with very attractive ceramic tile walls and floor. Financing with up to 12 months deferred interest is available, along with experienced quality installation at Carpet World, 2330 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. CarpetWorldofMartinsburg.com.
Now time for a look at the numbers from the first half. They're brought to you by Mike Folk for Governor. Accountable, ethical, responsible. Learn more at Folk4WV.com. Paid for by Michael Folk for Governor. Matt, individual numbers in the first half.
Individual numbers look like this, starting with the Dogs, just 4 players in the scoring sheet. 2 for Dorn Smith, 7 for Telrinville after 5 in that first quarter. 3 of those coming from the charity stripe, where he is 3 for 4 in the first half. For Teddy Marshall, 14 points in a strong outing in that second quarter. 9 points in the second quarter to be exact, and 4 for Anthony Smith. For Morgantown, the individual numbers look like this. Alec Poland had 7-5 in that first quarter and hit 2 free throws in the second quarter. 6 for Brooks Gage. He's hit 2 threes, 2 of the 3 3-pointers for this Morgantown team. 4 points for Xavier Pryor, 2 points for Antonio Rollo, and 2 for Max Washington. Again, Carson Poffenberger averaging 17 points coming in to the ball game, has not scored so far in the contest.
Team totals, Morgantown has hit 3 threes to just 2 3-pointers made by the Bulldogs. Martinsburg 3 of 4 from the foul line, that's 75%. Morgantown 67%, they've made 2 out of 3. I've got each team committing 4 fouls in the first half. 16 rebounds for the Bulldogs compared to 14 for the Mohegans, and Martinsburg with 6 turnovers compared to 4 turnovers for Morgantown. That is a look at the numbers. They're brought to you by Mike Folk for Governor. Accountable, ethical, responsible. Find out more online at Folk4WV.com.
Matt, I'll tell you what I'm looking forward to in this second half. Martinsburg, while you look at only giving up 21 points to this Morgantown team in the first half, I'm not sure how great the defense was for Martinsburg as opposed to Morgantown really not connecting on shots. They took a lot of open 3-pointers, and if they connect on a quarter of the shots they put up, or even a little bit above that, this is a different ball game. So Martinsburg needs to play a little bit tighter on the perimeter and not give Mohegans that many open looks beyond the arc, because they're bound to connect on a few of these and a few more in the second half. Again, only 3 in that first half, and an early steal for Morgantown.
I was going to say Martinsburg with the inbounds to start the second half, taken right away from Teddy Marshall, but down the floor, Xavier Pryor couldn't handle it cleanly, loses it out of bounds, and the Dogs get it right back. That was a trap right at midcourt after the inbounds. Let's see if that trap might be coming again. Yeah, it looks like a 1-3-1 half-court trap. Martinsburg getting it across that midcourt stripe. Anthony Smith feeding down low, intended for Garrett Stobbs, tipped and out of bounds. It'll stay with the Bulldogs on the baseline. 6-point lead for Martinsburg. You knew Morgantown and head coach Dave Tallman would switch things up. Let's see how Martinsburg now responds. Deep pass on the left wing to Teddy Marshall. To Anthony Smith and back out to Marshall. Bounces at the high post to Dorn Smith off his hands, but he manages somehow to tip it to Anthony Smith. Smith from the left side, his shot didn't go. Put back for Dorn Smith wouldn't go, but I believe that was Garrett Stobbs who put it in, or was it Telrinville?
No, it was Telrinville coming in on that low block on the right side to put the tip back in.
I saw both guys there leaping into the air, did not see who got a hand on it. Telrinville now with 9, and the Bulldog lead is 29-21. Out top with it, Alex Rudy, dribbling to his left, gives it off to a cutter. Baseline left side, Xavier Pryor missed the shot. Poffenberger kept it alive. Pryor got it back. He put it up, wouldn't go, but Poffenberger gets the putback basket. Trap again as the Bulldogs race into the front court. And as Teddy Marshall is in a double team on that far sideline, head coach Dave Rogers burns a timeout. 29-23, Martinsburg out in front, still by 6. It's a 30-second timeout. Let's take 30 seconds as well, and then we'll be back with Martinsburg ahead by 6.
It's one of the toughest times you'll ever face when someone close to you passes away. It's a swirl of papers to sign and arrangements to be made, all while you're dealing with grief. At Brown Funeral Home, we encourage you to pre-plan. Pre-planning not only makes things easier for you, it protects you from rising costs. At Brown Funeral Home, our families are precious to us, and so are yours. Brown Funeral Home in Martinsburg, Inwood, and Charlestown, Ranson.
Yeah, Matt, I think what is causing this pressure to work so well for Morgantown's defense is it's more of a delayed trap. It's not immediate, and once they get into the front quarters when you really see a second player come over and assist, so it's making Martinsburg have to think quickly on the fly and have to think, okay, is there going to be a trap or are they going to keep man-to-man defense?
Dorn Smith working into the lane to the right, spins back to his left and puts the short jumper up and good. Tough bucket for Dorn Smith. 31-23, the Martinsburg advantage. McMillan from the right corner thought about the three, now starts to drive. Little push off at the end, but leaves that 10-foot jumper short. Garrett Stobbs with a rebound, Bulldog basketball.
And we've seen Morgantown a couple different times now, just a few possessions in this second half.
Teddy Marshall driving into the lane, and cutting him off was McMillan, and we get a late charge call on Teddy Marshall, which will be his third personal, and the second very questionable charge call that we have seen tonight involving a Bulldog.
Going back to the Morgantown offense, on just a few possessions in this second half, they have not taken threes that we saw them take in the first half and are trying to drive in a little bit more. It will be interesting to see if that's a game plan change or whether, again, it's between the ears with some of these Mohegans just not comfortable taking threes.
McMillan driving from the left wing into the paint, pulls up from 15 feet away, shot off the rim. Poffenberger tips it, keeps it alive, saves it from going out of bounds. Now Pryor with it in front of the Morgantown bench, works to battle on this right side of the floor, gets to the foul line, sending left wing to McMillan. Now to Pryor, driving baseline left side, shot comes in and out, no good. A foul on the Bulldogs as Xavier Pryor ends up hitting the deck. That foul goes on 1-1. That is the second for the Dogs, Dorn Smith. Great job down inside. I couldn't see if it was Poffenberger, I believe it was, who was able to kind of shield away any help defense and just give Xavier Pryor a wide open lane to the bucket.
It looked like almost a box out before the shot was put up.
Pryor, who had 4 points in the first half, hits the free throw. He's got 5. Cuts the deficit to 31-24. Second free throw on the way, and it is off the back of the rim. Telrenvilla grabs that rebound. Gives it off to Garrett Stobbs, Bulldog basketball. Now Anthony Smith up that far side, guarded by McMillan. Takes it down the right of the lane, feeds inside, trying to get that one to Dorn Smith. Knocked away from behind, but out of bounds. Last touching, Mac McMillan.
I think it could have very easily been called an over the back on Xavier Pryor. Looked like went really over top and down of Dorn Smith.
Lob feed out top intended for Teddy Marshall, taken away by Pryor. Nice defense by Marshall to get back and contest the layup attempt. It's off the backboard and out of bounds, belonging to Martinsburg.
And Pryor, watching that basketball go out of bounds, took two bounces right in front of him, and I think he was assuming that was going off or going out of bounds off of Martinsburg following the block. It's going to be Bulldog basketball, and Pryor looking a little disappointed in himself after that.
Teddy Marshall to Anthony Smith in the backcourt, working to Telrenvilla into the front court. He goes down the middle of the lane, stripped to the basketball, regains control, and banks it up and in.
And we talk about this every game, just how fluid Telrenvilla is when he rises. Again, he took that shot and went straight up as if he was shooting from beyond the arc. He was about 2 feet away from the basket. Just fluid as can be and quick.
Battle penetrating along the left baseline, has to turn and give it back out to Pryor. Good defense by the Bulldogs. Pass along the near side, tipped away, but Rudy controls. He'll get to Battle, right side three from the corner. Up and good. Troy Battle, his first bucket of the night. 33-27, the Bulldog lead cut back to 6. Anthony Smith, guarded by Battle as he gets to the midcourt stripe, sends to Marshall on this near wing. Marshall back to Smith on the right side of the floor. Splits a double team, gets down low. Oh, wow. Telrenvilla taking that feed, was going up for the shot, and the reach-in foul is called. A late whistle on Mac McMillan. That's his third.
And that foul call from the furthest official away from the play, one right in front of the scores table in the Martinsburg bench.
He may have been hearing it from the Martinsburg bench. Free throw up and good for Telrenvilla. He is now 4 of 5 from the line tonight. He's got 5 points in the quarter, 5 of the 7 Bulldog points. Free throw on the way, and it's good as well. Make it 6. He's up to 13 in the ball game. 35-27, Martinsburg by 8. Working into the front court is Alex Rudy. Gives it off to Poffenberger, moving from left to right into the lane, trying to pass it off, stolen by Dorn Smith, ahead to Teddy Marshall. Layup good as Marshall goes down the right side. Teddy Marshall now has 16. The Dogs have their largest lead finally in double figures at 37-27.
Yeah, it seems like it's been a double-digit lead for Martinsburg since midway through that second quarter. right now Morgantown just not really able to get into a rhythm offensively, and Martinsburg taking advantage at the other end.
Well, it is an odd time on a Monday afternoon to be having a game at 3:15. It's about the time you're normally practicing.
I'm not sure how much that matters to these kids, though. They're just playing basketball. I'm not sure the time of day really matters to them much.
Midway through quarter number 3, a 10-point Martinsburg lead. Battle faking right, going left, puts it up off the side of the backboard. Rebound 2, Garrett Stobbs, and the Bulldogs slow it down. Good decision to slow things down, now work into the front court against this 1-3-1.
And we're seeing a completely different game plan right now offensively for Morgantown, driving towards the basket a whole lot more than they did in that first half.
Anthony Smith on the right wing, works in the paint to Dorn Smith. He takes a dribble to get a little closer and puts it up and in. 12 points, the Bulldog lead 39-27. Poland trying to answer from the left corner. His 3 rolls around the rim and out. Morgantown has been ice cold in this one, and the Dogs head the other way. Dogs looking for their second straight win here in this building. Garrett Stobbs open, left corner 3, got it. Oh, that's a dagger. Dorn Smith had a good look inside, but as the defense came to him, he passed it out in the corner, and Stobbs knocked it down. That is going to be his 14th on the season.
And that's got to be so frustrating for Morgantown, because they just basically got beat at their own game with Martinsburg offensively. The quick drive and the kick out for an open 3.
It is a full timeout. Let's take the 60-second break as well. A timeout taken by Morgantown with Martinsburg leading 42-27.
If you're not progressing in healthcare, you're falling behind.
WU Medicine has planted itself here, and they're the first university that I've found who wants to take ownership of this population of Western Maryland, Southern Pennsylvania, Eastern Ohio, and the good people of West Virginia. And it's really refreshing to see.
I was able to do things that the patients were going away for, which is good for the patients, and it's good for us because we have more resources.
It certainly has helped take us to another level.
That's Crawford type of music right there. He's from Maryland.
Let's talk trash, because when it comes to trash, you have options. Panhandle Dumpsters is a local family-owned garbage hauling company serving both residential and commercial customers with weekly trash pickup, dumpster service, yard waste pickup, and bulk pickups too. Panhandle Dumpsters will give you a free trash can and provide curbside service for just $23 a month. Panhandle Dumpsters features a fleet of quieter, eco-friendly garbage trucks, thereby reducing the noise usually associated with pickup. Switch now and save up to 30%. Call 833-DUMP-STR, panhandledumpsters.com.
Working into the front court, sending a pass along the near wing to Brooks Gage. He got it to Poffenberger cutting into the paint, and Poffenberger fouled going up for the shot.
That was after about his third step. He shuffled the feet on the low block going that direction.
Dorn Smith picks up his 3rd personal. Tilron Villa was right there as well. Wasn't sure if they might get him. Poffenberger at the line, and the free throw is up and good. One thing to consider in the come-from-behind win against University last week, 67-65, they were down by 13, 50-37, and that's when the rally began. Second foul shot rattles in and out, no good. Poffenberger got 1 and 2. 42-28 Martinsburg. Rebound Tilron Villa, Bulldog basketball.
And with the way they were hitting threes in that game, it only took 4 or 5 stops, and you can score 9, 12, 15 points in a matter of seconds.
Nice drive, Anthony Smith giving it off to Dorn Smith for the one-hand slam dunk with a man right there. 44-28 Martinsburg. Quickly the other way, Antonio Rollo double-teamed on the near side, getting to Brooks Gage, passing in the lane. It's stolen away by Anthony Smith. That's good anticipation.
It is, and Morgantown's making one too many passes a lot of times up the floor. Again, that was a wide-open drive to the lane opportunity for Brooks Gage, and decided to make one more pass when he would have had an easy floater from about 4 feet.
We get a carrying violation on Anthony Smith from the outside official, who has struggled throughout the evening. 44-28, Martinsburg with the lead. Morgantown with the basketball from the midcourt stripe.
I don't think you're supposed to publicly criticize the officials, Matt.
That wasn't public, was it? Were you listening?
No, not at all.
Jaheim Felton has checked into the lineup for the first time for Morgantown. Poland back out there as well. Xavier Pryor has it, giving to Rollo on that left side beyond the arc, down low to Poffenberger. Low post left side, he works baseline and banks it in. Good job by Dorn Smith. You were beaten on that one. Don't commit the foul.
Yeah, don't commit what would have been your 4th foul.
Into the front court, Anthony Smith slows it down, giving to Teddy Marshall. He directs some traffic. Looks like he'd like to go one-on-one with Alec Poland.
He's got the lane to do it if he wanted to.
Now gives to Dorn Smith on the left wing, down low to Telrin Villa. Bumped as he went up for the shot, but good body control to still bank it in. 46-30, Martinsburg out in front. Rolo beyond the arc, right side, out top to Poland, straight away, three, got it. That's his second three of the night. He's got 10.
And I keep waiting for one of these second half threes. They've hit two of them to start a run for Morgantown, and they just can't seem to get a stop on the other end of the floor.
Dorn Smith passing to Anthony Smith, down low to Telrin Villa, fouled on Hughes way up. He's going to get a couple of free throws. And that foul, I believe, going on 24, Poffenberger. Is that what I heard?
I thought I heard a 23.
All right, we'll give it to 23. That would be Antonio Rolo. They're not putting the fouls on the scoreboard, so we're trying to pay close attention as Telrin Villa steps to the line and sinks the free throw. He has made 6 straight after missing his first on the game. So 6 for 7, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 in the third quarter. 16 points now in the game. Free throw up, free throw good. 48-33, Martinsburg. 1:03 to play, quarter number 3. Alec Poland with the inbounds, working to battle in the backcourt. Back to Poland. Martinsburg putting on that token press, and the down-the-floor pass, and it goes out of bounds and off the hands of Poffenberger. Nice job defensively by Dorn Smith, contesting that lengthy pass.
And Poffenberger wanted a foul. I think it's a good no call. Both players going up for the basketball, and that's not been a foul that's been called all day, so I think it was a good job by our officiating crew not making that call now.
Anthony Smith dribbling through some trouble at the midcourt stripe, sending to Teddy Marshall in the right corner. Thought about the three, but then held up.
It was contested. Should have put it up. He's knocked down every contested shot so far.
Well, Teddy Marshall now going to drive down the right side of the lane, draws contact and a foul. He'll go to the line for 2 as that shot rolled off the front side of the rim. And it looks like that foul's going on Jaheim Felton. That'll be his first. Team foul number 3.
Any relation to Raymond?
That I do not know. Remember getting a chance to call a game with Raymond Felton back in the day against Kevin Pittsnoggle. Teddy Marshall at the line. He's a 72% foul shooter, 26 of 36 coming in. He knocks it down. Dogs are now 5 for 5 from the line in this second half. That makes him 8 of 9, and we'll make it 8 of 10 as Marshall misses this one. 49-33, the Bulldog advantage, 30 seconds left, quarter number 3. Poland starting to drive left baseline, had to give it out to Felton. Back to Poland. Little ball fake, now drives to the basket. Shot rejected and out of bounds off of Telrin Villa. Villa feeling like maybe he had pressed that one right back down off of Poland.
Yeah, so was Teddy Marshall. He turned his back to the baseline as well, thinking there was no way that couldn't be Martinsburg basketball.
Inbounds goes to Battle. He'll hand it off to Felton, and Morgantown will hold for the final shot of this third quarter. Felton around the screen, set by Battle. Little hesitation move. Gives to Poland. Left corner 3 on the way. It's off the rim. No good. Down inside, Washington with the rebound. And on the way back up, Anthony Smith, I believe, going to get called with the reach in. Yeah, the outside official will be the one with the call.
And Matt, that's actually number 32, Lonnie Borum.
Oh, that's a 3-2.
Yes, not Max Washington.
Thank you. My apologies. I could see the 3, didn't catch the 2. So Borum to the line, and the foul shot is up and good. He's got his first point in his first action of the night. He's listed as a 6'6" senior. Still 5 seconds left, so plenty of time for Martinsburg. Free throw up. It's good. He got them both. 49-35 Martinsburg. Inbounds pass taken near the midcourt stripe by Teddy Marshall. He'll stop. Deep 3, left side, off the rim, no good. And that is how quarter number 3 comes to a close. Back with your fourth quarter of action here in Morgantown after this 1-minute timeout with Martinsburg leading 49-35.
Hi, this is Eric from Hagerstown Ford. I keep telling you that Hagerstown Ford has completely changed the car buying experience forever. And with a return policy easier than Walmart, Hagerstown Ford has a goal to deliver 350 cars and trucks per month. And when I say deliver, I mean deliver to you, where you are, just like Amazon does. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. The only way Hagerstown Ford can accomplish this extremely aggressive goal is to make the car buying process fast and easy. We simply refuse to play the dumb back and forth games that most dealerships want to play. There's absolutely no reason for you to waste your precious time at a car dealership. I assure you, there is no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. that can beat our price. There's no dealership that will allow you to return your new car if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely has the best price, and we'll bring the car to you. And if you don't want it, return it, period. No questions asked. There's no reason to buy anywhere else. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience and get your new ride delivered to you.
Contact dealer for details.
Along with Matt Crawford, I'm Matt Miller. John Alderton running our TV10 camera. Back in the studio, Eric Sterick, our engineer and producer. Martinsburg outscores Morgantown 22-14 in quarter number 3 to race out to what is right now a 14-point cushion.
And we talked about how Morgantown's last win, it was a deficit of double digits they had to come back from in that win against University. It's going to have to be the same type of effort in this one if they want to come back and get their 11th win of the season.
Mac McMillan, low post left side, missing on the shot. Poffenberger backside rebound. His putback wouldn't go. Rebound got tipped out. Grabbed by Teddy Marshall as he races into the front court, trying to cut him off. Troy Battle reaches in and commits the foul.
And Troy Battle was in good defensive position. He cut off Teddy Marshall's direct access to the lane, so not sure why he felt reaching in was a good idea. He was in good defensive positioning.
Garrett Staubs with the inbound, giving to Anthony Smith on the near sideline. 30 seconds going by here in this fourth quarter. Smith dribbling to his right, feeds in the lane to an open Dorn Smith. Layup is good. Smith's got 10.
Yeah, he does, and just waiting for that basketball. And Anthony Smith, a no-look pass to him down low. Beautiful pass, beautiful offensive series.
Battle dribbling from the right corner into the lane with a left hand, and Matty put it up with that left hand, and the 6'2 junior has the bucket. 51-37, Martinsburg in front. Anthony Smith quickly into the front court, slows it down. Mac McMillan picks him up. Smith passing off to Dorn Smith beyond the arc on this left wing. Out top, getting it to Teddy Marshall. Dangerous pass. Marshall's got it, and now his bounce feed to Telrin Villa. Kicked out of bounds. That went off the leg of Carson Poffenberger and all the way over to the scorer's table on the far side.
And there's no shot clock in high school basketball, but if I were Martinsburg, I would be acting as if there were a 30-second shot clock and waiting till there's about 10 seconds like you see at the college level and set up that offense with the lead they have. The quicker you give Morgantown the basketball back, if they start hitting threes late in this game, that's how they come back.
Telrin Villa taking the inbounds, was dribbling from right to left, had it poked away from behind. Dorn Smith grabbed it left side, 3 off the mark, and back the other way. Morgantown basketball. Pryor giving out to Alex Rudy. Rudy from the right side has a 3, short off the rim. Rebound Anthony Smith, baseball pass down the floor. Teddy Marshall's got it. Marshall spinning to the basket, hits off the backboard on the side of the rim, and Poffenberger will go the other way. Could be numbers for Morgantown. Back to Poffenberger, back to Pryor. Pryor's shot rattles in and out, no good. Poffenberger the rebound, fouled on his way back up. That one may be on Telrin Villa.
It could be on Villa. It could also be number 4 on Dorn Smith.
It was on Telrin Villa. The way that I understand it, Telrin Villa, well, that would be just his first. Poffenberger at the line, and the free throw up and good. He made 1 of 2 in that third quarter. He's got 6 points, well below his average, though. 51-38, that Martinsburg advantage. Next free throw for Poffenberger. It's up. It is good. 51-39, the Martinsburg advantage. Inbounds to Dorn Smith in the backcourt. He'll give to Garrett Staubs. Now to Teddy Marshall, and Marshall, as he starts to split a double team, we hear from the other end of the floor, timeout. That's Dave Rogers yelling that he wants a timeout. It's a full timeout. We take the 60-second break as well. 6:18 left in this one, in Martinsburg in front, 51-39.
Hello, I'm Michael Falk, a lifelong resident of West Virginia, husband and father. I worked my way through school and life with honesty, hard work, and determination. These principles have served me well in athletics, education, farming, and aviation, and have carried me through years of fighting for a more accountable government at the local and state level. These same core principles will allow me to serve you well in Charleston. I believe true leadership is sticking your neck out for right, even when it goes against the establishment. You can help me put principle over politics and beat the odds one more time.
Orange. We're going viral.
My family, we're always on the move. Little brother is living it up.
What's up, sis?
See Mom made dinner?
I will see you there.
And my big brother, he's got his hands full. But when Mom says come home for dinner, what could possibly stand in our way? Nothing. When you're part of a family like this, you always show up. The Honda family of SUVs, awarded Best SUV Brand for 2019.
Miller Honda, south of Winchester, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. www.mymillerhonda.com.
Bulldog basketball coming out of the timeout. Let's see what head coach Dave Rogers set up. Anthony Smith in the backcourt sending to Teddy Marshall. Marshall in a double team. Finally gets rid of it. Garrett Stobbs just across that midcourt stripe, sending far side to Anthony Smith. And Smith, wow, dribbles that one. Looked like it went off the foot of McMillan, but apparently touched the leg of Smith going by.
No, I think it last went off the leg of Smith. I think that's a good call. Looking right down center of the midcourt stripe, where we're located high atop the gym here. It certainly looked like it went off of Anthony Smith's leg.
10th Martinsburg turnover. Big opportunity for Morgantown. They'll get it to Poffenberger down the right side of the lane. His layup shot good off the glass. Banged bodies ever so slightly with Dorn Smith, who tried to draw the foul call and didn't get it. And now on a double team in the backcourt, we've got a whistle and a foul that will go on Xavier Pryor. It'll be his second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 team fouls on both teams. So still 2 to give, well, 1 to give before the 1-and-1. Teddy Marshall taking the inbounds pass in the backcourt on the far side of the floor, now giving to Anthony Smith down the middle of the floor. Smith has it poked away from behind, but right to Telrin Villa. Villa, great body control, and left hands it up and in. He was looking back over his head as he put that one in.
That's a horse shot.
53-41 Martinsburg. 5.5 left in this one. Battle. Low post right side, works into the lane to his left, put it up with the left hand and got it to go.
I have no idea how that shot went in. It hit the bottom side of the front of the rim first is what it looked like. Had enough backspin to roll over.
Anthony Smith feeding Dorn Smith, low post left side. He'll bring it back out on this near wing, and Martinsburg will reset offensively. Villa's got it in the left corner, puts it on the floor, drives that baseline, had it stripped by McMillan, regains control and puts it up and in.
The body control Telrin Villa continues to amaze me game in and game out. Never lost focus, never lost balance when he had that basketball poked away, and seemed like he was just kind of hovering in the air waiting for the basketball to come back to him.
Battle with a turnaround jumper in the lane, good from about 14 feet away, and Troy Battle's got 6 points now in the fourth quarter.
And it's a battle between him and Villa right now. Two very good fourth quarters for both of them.
Anthony Smith goes down low to Villa. Villa has the shot contested by Carson Poffenberger, and Poffenberger will pick up his second personal. And Telrin Villa has an older brother, Josiah, who played here at Martinsburg for a couple of years, ended up playing his senior year back in his home state of Hawaii, and now is playing college basketball, and you can tell Telrin's going to follow in his footsteps. The free throw comes off the back of the rim, no good. And we met a younger brother, Kazan, who is coming up. We asked him about basketball, and he said he's probably more of a football player. Villa has 4 points in the quarter, make it 5. Gives him 22 points now on the ball game, and the Martinsburg lead is 56-45. Tell you, Villa's been huge in this second half. Pryor with it, driving left baseline, shot it up a little too strong. Poffenberger with the rebound, count it, and there's a foul. Poffenberger went over the top of a Bulldog player to get to that one. Well, Telrin Villa picks up his second personal foul, and Poffenberger with a three-point opportunity.
And that was just a good big man size advantage for Carson Poffenberger down low, and good body control to go up through contact.
Yep.
And try to get three the old-fashioned way.
He's been good at the foul line and knocks this one down as well, as he's made 4 of 5 from the line. 56-48. That Martinsburg lead at 8 halfway through the fourth quarter. Anthony Smith into the front court, giving to Telrin Villa. Villa driving in on the left angle, gets right to the glass and lays it up and in.
And Poffenberger bailed. It was a good double team down low, and what's listed as a 6'7", Poffenberger just bailed out at the last minute.
Poffenberger gets the pass from Battle on the left side of the basket, goes under the basket, and the reverse layup is good. Poffenberger's come to life here in this second half. Nice job, Anthony Smith, splitting the double team, getting into the lane, and then feeding Dorn Smith for 2.
And right now, Morgantown just can't get a stop defensively. Their offense has come to life. They just can't seem to get a stop when they need to defensively.
Poffenberger with a step-back 3 from the right corner, short off the rim, and a nice rebound. Garrett Stobbs kept it from going out of bounds and got it to Anthony Smith. Smith now down the right side of the lane. He floats it up high off the backboard, off the front of the rim. Rebound to Morgantown. Battle stopped at the midcourt stripe by Anthony Smith and Teddy Marshall. Poffenberger with it in the lane. His shot too strong, and Telrenvilla the backside rebound. Boy, again, looked like there was some contact. Could have been a foul call on Martinsburg, but not called. A 10-point Bulldog lead as we near and now go under 3 minutes left. Teddy Marshall, guarded by Xavier Pryor, waits for the double team to come to him. Dribbling to his left along the sideline, gets to Dorn Smith, to Anthony Smith out top.
Good job by Anthony Smith. Had a wide open three, but decides to take some more time off the clock. Right now, the clock is their best friend.
I don't think he decided to do it. You could hear in the gym Coach Rogers yelling from the bench to his right.
I was giving him the benefit of the doubt. You expect the coach to make that decision. So you got to give the player the benefit of the doubt here and go, you know what, he thought of that just before Coach Rogers yelled.
Going to the line is Anthony Smith. Must be the front end of the 1-and-1. Smith, a 61% foul shooter, puts it up and puts it through, and he'll get another opportunity. Garrett Stobbs was the only one on the line during that first one. Now Teddy Marshall comes up. So it's 4-on-3 right now with two Bulldogs back defensively. Free throw good. Smith gets them both. He's got 6 points, and the Bulldog lead is 12. 2:46 and counting in this one. McMillan, guarded by Garrett Stobbs, into the front court on the left-hand dribble. Picks up that dribble, giving to Battle on this right wing.
Shuffled his feet when he picked up the dribble, too.
Battle giving it off to Poland, driving from right to left. Gives to McMillan, left corner three on the way. It's good. McMillan drains a three, and Coach Tallman immediately calls for the timeout. 62-53. Martinsburg out in front. Let's wait and see how long this timeout will be. Wait a minute, what did we just get?
We got a technical.
We do. We have a technical foul that just got called on Morgantown by one of our officials that was down along the baseline. I do not know what was said or what the situation was, but a technical foul has been called, and the shots will come apparently after the timeout. We're going to go ahead and keep it here and remind you on the radio dial. Coming up at 6 o'clock, it's the pregame. 7 o'clock is the tip as WVU hosts Texas. We're going to head over to the Coliseum and take that one in ourselves before heading back to Martinsburg.
Well, Matt, this has to be a technical on Coach Tallman. There's, based on when everybody went back to the bench, he was having a conversation with an official looking down at the baseline. I don't know whether he was questioning a no contact call or what he would have been questioning in that situation, but he was the only one that could have been on. Everybody else was in the huddle talking to an assistant coach.
It's going to be Teddy Marshall who will go to the line and shoot the technical free throws. Marshall 1 for 2 from the charity stripe in this one, puts this first one up and through. The Dogs were 8 of 10 from the line through 3 quarters and have now made 4 out of 5 in this fourth quarter. This free throw up and good. Make it 5 out of 6, and the Martinsburg lead 64-53, and the Bulldogs get the basketball with 2:27 left. It's a huge technical.
It is, and would love to know the specifics of what happened. That's one of those ones you wish you were broadcasted from the sideline.
Teddy Marshall taking the inbounds in the backcourt. Gives a long pass ahead to Garrett Stobbs. Down low to Telrenvilla. Uses the left hand to put it up and in.
And Telrenvilla is now just putting icing on the cake for our player of the game. I mean, he is having one whale of a basketball game.
Battle out top. Giving the pass off to Xavier Pryor. Pryor dribbling to his right, passes to Poland, a very deep three from straight away off the right side of the rim, no good. Rebound going to go out of bounds. It'll belong to Martinsburg. Boy, what a game for the Bulldogs. It'll be their 5th straight win if they can hang on to a 13-point lead with just under 2 minutes left. It'll be their 2nd straight win in this gym after not getting a win here in 6 tries from 2009 to last year. Maybe an indicator of what this team is capable of. Teddy Marshall dribbling on that far sideline, leaped into the air and made a pass back across the floor to Anthony Smith. And head coach Dave Rogers called for a 30-second timeout. Let's go ahead and keep it here and remind you, special thanks to each of our sponsors, Miller Honda of Winchester, Mirius Group, and Ameriprise Financial, Smallwood Small Insurance, Parsons Ford, Berkeley County Health Department, Luttrell LC Real Estate Attorney, Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Mike Folk for Governor, W. Harley Miller Systems, Carpet World, Bechtel Jewelers, and D&N Auto Center.
That's some alumni in the building tonight. Looking across behind the Bulldog bench, the former, as he was known in the field house, Mr. Bulldog Grant Harmon, right now at WVU.
Out of the timeout, Anthony Smith taking the inbounds, giving it to Teddy Marshall. Marshall back to Smith in the front court. Smith dribbling to his left, banged into, no foul called. Garrett Stobbs comes away with a loose basketball. Out to Telrinville and again to Stobbs on that far wing.
Yeah, right now Martinsburg just milking the clock.
Teddy Marshall in a double team, spinning to his left, gets through that double team, gives it off to Anthony Smith. Smith into the lane, Battle reached in, poked it away. No foul called. It's a turnover as Battle goes the other way to Mac McMillan, left side three on the way. Short off the rim, Anthony Smith Teddy Marshall tips the rebound and Anthony Smith controls. Had that backwards for a moment.
And it looks like Morgantown's calling off the Dogs and going to just go with the fact that they're going to drop this one and go to 10-2.
Teddy Marshall in the lane, feeds down low to Dorn Smith, his bucket good. Xavier Pryor the other way, gives out top to Battle to McMillan. McMillan dribbling to his right. Sends to Brooks Gage on this right side of the floor to his left. He floats one up from just outside the paint. It's off the mark. Rebound Garrett Stobbs. Bulldog basketball as we near 30 seconds left. Give goes to Teddy Marshall. Marshall moving to his right. Now spins back to his left, gets through a double team, maintains that dribble.
Just having fun, just working on some dribbles.
Giving it off to Anthony Smith. He's going to dribble from left to right. Stolen from behind by McMillan, who picked his pocket. McMillan from the left side. He'll try a three and rattle it home. His second of this fourth quarter. 68-56, Martinsburg. Down to 5, down to 4. Teddy Marshall's going to dribble it out, or is he going to take that three from the left side? No, he doesn't. Ball game over. It's in the books. A win for the Martinsburg Bulldogs and a huge victory for Martinsburg on this Martin Luther King Jr. holiday, making the trek to Morgantown and going home with an impressive 68-56 victory. We'll come back and tell you all about it as we get into our post-game show. It's brought to you by the Mirius Group and Ameriprise Financial. Back in 2 minutes, it's West Virginia High School boys basketball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Get the biggest savings of the year at the 2019 Big Finish event going on now at Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Martinsburg. How about an all-new Ram 1500 LTD over $10,000 off plus 0% APR? A 2019 Ram HD 3500 over $7,000 off. A 2020 Jeep Compass is only $21,266. The all-new Chrysler Voyager is $27,479 plus 0% APR. And a 2019 Chrysler 300 is only $24,815. Celebrate the 2019 Big Finish with the deepest discounts and lowest APR of the year. No money down, no payments for 90 days. Great selection, great people, and great deals at Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Route 9 at Kelly Island Road, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. Online at millerschryslerjeep.com. Stock numbers 20126, 20017, 19347, 20135, 19232. All payments based on approved credit, taxes, tags, and processing fees extra. See dealer for details.
Hi, this is Eric from Hagerstown Ford. I keep telling you that Hagerstown Ford has completely changed the car buying experience forever. And with a return policy easier than Walmart, Hagerstown Ford has a goal to deliver 350 cars and trucks per month. And when I say deliver, I mean deliver to you, where you are, just like Amazon does. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. The only way Hagerstown Ford can accomplish this extremely aggressive goal is to make the car buying process fast and easy. We simply refuse to play the dumb back and forth games that most dealerships want to play. There's absolutely no reason for you to waste your precious time at a car dealership. I assure you, there is no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. that can beat our price. There's no dealership that will allow you to return your new car if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely has the best price, and we'll bring the car to you. And if you don't want it, return it, period. No questions asked. There's no reason to buy anywhere else. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience and get your new ride delivered to you.
Contact dealer for details.
Along with Matt Crawford, I'm Matt Miller. Our studio engineer is Eric Sterick. Our TV10 cameraman here this evening is John Alderton. Martinsburg coming to Morgantown, and Matt going home with an impressive win as we break down how it played out. A very tight opening quarter, tied at 2. Then a little back-and-forth battle that saw Morgantown with a 1-point lead, 13-12 going into that second quarter. In the second quarter, after the score was tied at 16 and again at 18, Martinsburg closed the half on a 9-3 run. Dogs led by 6 at the intermission, 27-21. They were able to push it to a 29-21 lead and eventually got it out to 10 points at 37-27 and continued that push, outscoring Morgantown 22-14 in the third quarter, taking a 49-35 lead and then holding on, really again pulling away down the stretch for a 68-56 win.
Yeah, and one thing we've talked about in the post-game show a lot this year is we've yet even in the wins to see Martinsburg play a complete basketball game. Even in that win against Stafford where they put up 107 points, they still gave up over 70 in that game. So even defensively, you thought, okay, could have been played a little bit better. And there's been first halves where they have come out absolutely on fire, and then the second half, it's been more of a coast into a win, or at least seemed like a coast into a win. And you can say vice versa as well, where they've come on strong in the second half after a par to subpar first half. But to me, from start to finish, this was a good game for Martinsburg, and you never really got the feeling that Morgantown was ever in this basketball game. It seemed like Martinsburg had the momentum from start to finish, and I was very impressed with them in a big situation against one of the best teams in AAA across the state, who came in at 10-1, and to give them just their second loss of the year when their only other loss was to the number 1 team in AAA across the Mountain State. Big win for them, and I think it's going to make teams, or make schools and make fans and make other teams across the state really pay attention to the Dogs right now.
Well, you know, the one team that is paying attention, it's the next opponent for the Martinsburg Bulldogs, another 10-win team at this stage of the season, and we'll talk about that matchup a little later on in our postgame show. The postgame brought to you by the Mirius Group and Ameriprise Financial Advisors, Phil McCoy and John Everson. Call Ameriprise with your financial and retirement and investment questions at 304-263-4343 or stop by 1270 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. A 60-second break. We'll come back and run the numbers from this one. Martinsburg getting the win here at Morgantown, 68-56.
My name is Monica. I'm an elementary school teacher.
My name is Mitch. I'm a graphic design specialist.
We have 4 children. Currently we have life and auto insurance with Erie. Our agent is helping us to move our homeowners insurance to Erie as well.
They've always been a good company and good customer service. If anything ever happens to me, my family will be protected.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
They're my closest friends. We've been through a lot together. Seeing our kids off to college, Kelly losing her mom, my 50th birthday. I trust them with so much. So when it came to my finances, I trusted Kelly's referral to her Ameriprise advisor. Beth gives me the comprehensive advice that helps me feel confident my financial future is secure. With the right financial advisor, life can be brilliant. Ameriprise Financial.
Well, it is time for us to take a look at the numbers from this one, just like at the half, brought to you by Mike Folk for Governor. Find out more about his campaign online at folk4wv.com. Matt has individual numbers.
Martinsburg, just 5 players in the stat column when it comes to scoring today, but it was what those 5 players did that made the difference in this one. How about 14 points for Doran Smith coming off the bench, 26 for Telrin Avila, 3 for Garrett Stobbs, 19 for Teddy Marshall, and 6 for Anthony Smith. For the Mohegans of Morgantown High, 10 points for Alec Poland. Troy Battle had 9, all 9 of those coming in the second half. 6 for Brooks Gage, along with Mac McMillan, who finished with 6. 5 points for Xavier Pryor, 2 for Antonio Rollo, 14 for Carson Poffenberger. Got right to around that season average, just about 3 points short. Came in averaging 17 a game. 2 points for Lonnie Barham and 2 points for 6'6" junior forward Ford, Max Washington. Matt, how about some team numbers?
Well, 7 3-pointers for Morgantown is really what kept them in this ball game, to be honest with you, and their shooting percentage from beyond the arc was not very good.
No.
They missed a bunch of threes. They outshoot Martinsburg, though, from beyond the arc as far as makes, 7-3. Dogs only hit 3 3-pointers, but then again, Martinsburg did a nice job of being able to draw defenders, feed the basketball down inside, and get those easy looks. Both teams, pretty nice night from the foul line. Martinsburg, 13 of 16. That's 81%. 9 of 12 for Morgantown. That is 75%. 11 fouls committed by the Mohegans, 10 by the Bulldogs. Rebounds, how about a +8 for the Bulldogs? I got them at 29-21 in this one. And turnovers, pardon me, Martinsburg in the minus category by 4. I had the Dogs with 12 turnovers. Morgantown with 8 turnovers. But Martinsburg certainly able to work around those offensive miscues.
Yeah, and you look at that rebounding number, that is very impressive when you look at the size of Morgantown. Again, Poffenberger listed at 6'7". Don't think he was quite that tall. I'd put him about 6'5", 6'6", but Lonnie Barham, who got some playing time, 6'6". Max Washington is 6'6". A couple of guys 6'2" and above. So this was a big Mohegan team, and for Martinsburg to be +8 in the rebounding category just shows the effort and intensity that they put forward on the defensive end and even the offensive end, getting some second chance opportunities.
Biggest statistic of all at the end of this one, Morgantown has a 4-game winning streak snapped. They suffer their second loss, falling to 10-2. Their 2 losses now against University and 1 against Martinsburg. For the Bulldogs, they will improve to 8-2 through their first 10 games and lift their season high winning streak to 5 in a row. That look at the numbers brought to you by Mike Folk for Governor. Find out more online at folk4wv.com. All right, we wrap up our Mirius Group and Ameriprise Financial post-game show after this 60-second timeout. Come back and name our player of the game, set you up for our next broadcast and what is next for both of these teams. Again, your final in this one, it is Martinsburg over Morgantown, 68-56.
W. Harley Miller Systems understands the need and desire for reliable and affordable smart home solutions. Secure your home with a security system and keep a close eye on your family. Automate your home with a Control4 system and have smart technology work as one. Set daily schedules to control your thermostats. Push a button and set the mood for dinner by dimming lights and playing music, or just sit back and enjoy a movie in your own home theater. Put decades of experience to work for you. Visit us at whmsystems.com or call 304-350-1931.
Carpet World is more than just carpet. Carpet World specializes in a complete selection of hardwood floors by respected names like Armstrong, Bruce, Shaw, and Mohawk, and tile by Dowell Tile, American Oleum, and Mannington for all rooms in your home. And Carpet World can update your bathroom shower with very attractive ceramic tile walls and floor. Financing with up to 12 months deferred interest is available, along with experienced quality installation at Carpet World, 2330 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. CarpetWorldofMartinsburg.com.
Back one final time here at Morgantown High School, wrapping up our Mirius Group and Ameriprise Financial postgame show. Matt, let's get it started with our player of the game.
I don't think there's any question today. It was Telrin Villa, finishing with 26 points. Very similar to what I was talking about with the team really going start to finish today and playing a complete basketball game. There's been several games this year where we've seen Teddy Marshall have a strong first half and Telrin Villa have a strong second half, or Marshall have a strong second half and Villa have a strong first half, or even some other contributors only be able to really put up solid numbers in one half or a quarter, just over a quarter in the ball game. And today, from start to finish, Telrin Villa had himself a ball game, played very well, played with great poise and body control down near the basket, played good defensively as well. So he's my vote for player of the game.
Yep, great game today for Telrin Villa. I'm going to give an honorable mention to Anthony Smith, who had a ton of great assists in this one, helping to get both Villa and Dorn Smith some good looks, as Smith went in double figures with 14 as well. All right, next up for the Morgantown Mohegans. Hey, it doesn't get any easier. They're back here this Friday against Wheeling Park, who's been a strong opponent in the first half of the season. Meanwhile, for Martinsburg, doesn't get any easier either.
Hedgesville on Friday at the Fieldhouse should be a great game, and I'm taking a guess that a lot of the coaches in the Eastern Panhandle probably watching or listening to today's coverage to see what the Dogs look like, and I'm willing to place a small wager that Hedgesville head coach Kelly Church, one of them, and if not, at least going to go back and watch film or maybe our broadcast at some point, depending on practice schedules. But should be a fantastic game. Hedgesville is off to a very good start, very similar to the start that Morgantown had, so it doesn't get any easier for the Dogs on Friday. And again, for Morgantown, how about that 3 out of 4 game stretch for them? University, Martinsburg, and Wheeling Park. John Marshall, not the strongest game on their schedule, but those 3 out of 4, a tough little stretch of schedule for them.
Well, and right now they had a come-from-behind win against University, dropped this one against Martinsburg. See how they do on Friday night against Wheeling Park. We'll try to keep an eye on that one as we will be at the Fieldhouse, and we encourage you to be there. Pack the house at the Martinsburg Fieldhouse for what should be a very good local rival basketball game as the 10-2 Hedgesville Eagles will come to the Fieldhouse to take on the now 8-2 Martinsburg Bulldogs. Again, there's a freshman game from what we understand to open it, followed by the JV and then the varsity. We'll get on the air with our Miller time live from there between 5 and 6, and then the game broadcast right around 7:10 with our pregame 7:30 is the scheduled tip. Well, don't go away. On the TV side, we'll get into regular programming on this Monday night. On the radio side, 6 o'clock is the scheduled pregame show, and that means you got a little more than an hour to wait for that. No Miller time from 5 to 6 this evening as we'll get back into regular programming as we're on the road here wrapping up this one.
Yeah, sorry, guys. We got some college basketball to watch. The Coliseum is calling our name.
I can hear it, and it's right around the corner. You can listen to that one as the Mountaineers in Texas go at it at 7, pregame at 6 on Talk Radio WRNR. Well, thanks to each of our sponsors supporting our coverage of high school boys basketball. Thank you for joining us at each of our broadcast entities. Thanks again to Don, who helped to get us here as, what was it, Conaway Services.
He should have been our player of the game.
He got there to help get that flat tire going for us and get us back on the road again to even be here for this game today. We do say thank you to Athletic Director John Bowers, all the folks here at Morgantown, so hospitable in having us here for today's broadcast. Eric Sterick is our studio engineer. John Alderton, our TV10 cameraman. For Matt Crawford, I'm Matt Miller, reminding you our final score in this one. It is Martinsburg 68, Morgantown 56. Until Friday, so long, everyone.
You've been listening to West Virginia High School Basketball featuring the Martinsburg Bulldogs. Today's game has been brought to you by
Miller Honda of Winchester, the Mirius Group at Ameriprise Financial, Parsons Ford, Smallwood Small Insurance, Miller's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, the Berkeley County Health Department, Luttrell LC Real Estate Attorney, Mike Folk for Governor, W. Harley Miller Systems, Carpet World, Bechtel Jewelers, Hagerstown Ford, the Brown Funeral Homes, WVU Medicine, and Panhandle Dumpsters.
For the continued excitement of high school, college, and NBA basketball, keep it tuned to Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg. All rights reserved.